Welcome. Hey, everyone. We're live. So excited for this conversation. I like what Johnny said just before we started, which was, I love talking about things that I use all the time. That's what we're here to do. That's what we're here to do. We're going to talk about podcast websites, and we're going to do it through the lens of Johnny's podcast, which is called Q Points. Before we do,
Yes.
my name's Arielle Nissenblatt. I am your host. I write podcast Plunge, which is a newsletter attached to this live. So say hello, subscribe, read the things. I try to post helpful things for creators. Thank you to the folks who are joining us live. Please feel free to announce yourselves. Say hello in the chat. Hello, Brian. Hello, Andrea, Meredith, Halacu. Please tell me if I'm pronouncing your name correctly. And without further ado, let me hand the floor over to Johnny to introduce himself, tell us a tiny bit about the show, and then we will get into all the details as we jump into the conversation.
Sounds good. First of all, thank you so much, Arielle, for having me here, and to the podcast Plunge community. What's up? So my name is Jay Ray. If you ever listen to Q Points, I also give my government name, which is Johnny Ray Cornegay III. And because some people know me just through that. And I am the co-host and producer of the podcast Q Points. I also built the website. And Q Points is a Black music history and culture podcast. We started in 2021 after myself and my co-host DJ Sir Daniel were having some very interesting conversations about hip hop, particularly women MCs, and we were both doing separate projects at the time, and decided that, oh, wouldn't it be dope if we kind of came together and created something? And we did one video show, and Arielle, I will tell you, I thought it was just going to be one show. Like, we're going to do this.
Because you started on Instagram Live, right?
We started on Facebook Live.
Whoa, unheard of.
Right. So we started in 2021 on Facebook Live because everybody was on Facebook then. Because Jada Pinkett had like the Red Table Talk, and people were like, y'all need to be in that ecosystem. So we started there and did one show. It was my birthday the next week. And I'm like, cool. Saw people and they were like, so when's the next show? And I'm like, oh, you watched that? That's hilarious. And we've been doing it ever since. We have the Q Points Live, which is on Thursdays at 8 p.m. We're off now until for another couple weeks. And then we have Q Points, the podcast, which drops every Monday in podcast feeds. And we're on video on Apple and all of that stuff. But we talk about all things Black music history and culture.
Amazing. That's a great way to set the scene. Today, the topic of the conversation is podcast websites. So what does the packaging look like around the show? How do people find it on the internet? What pops up when people search for Q Points? What pops up when people search for Black music podcasts? That's a whole nother thing.
Yes.
I would love to know from the people who are here live, do you have a dedicated website for your podcast? If so, please feel free to link us to it. We'd love to check it out. Generally speaking, what are your thoughts on podcast websites? If you don't have one, why? And also, it's okay if you don't know the answer to that. We're going to hopefully tell you about why. Without further ado, let me get into some of the specifics. I have a bunch of questions for you, J. Ray, and then we're going to get more specific on like the building of the website. But when did you discover that you needed a website for the show?
So that gets into a little bit of my history. So I've actually been, I started my first podcast in 2015. And I'm a photographer, and I had like a whole bunch of stuff that was all website driven. So I have always known about the importance of having a home on the internet where SEO can kind of find you and help people to find you if they're interested in your topic. So it was like a no-brainer. As soon as we decided, so we were about 10 shows in before I was like, oh, this is a real thing that we're doing now. And once we hit the 10 show mark, I was like, okay, I got to build a website. We got to load this, since we're doing video, onto YouTube and create an RSS feed. So up until we got to the 10th show, We were just kind of going live on Facebook and calling it a day. But it was kind of the trigger of, oh, this is a real thing. And since it's a real thing, real things need websites because websites, I consider them the home for your content. Even though people will tell you that social media is important, I believe that two things are important: websites and email newsletters.
Me too.
Like for real, like more than anything, I'm like, you need to start your email list and you need to get you a website. I don't care if there's like a one pager, but you need to grab the SEO. When somebody searches in Google now in
You better be
ChatGPT,
coming up.
you better be coming up. And so I knew after 10 shows that we needed a site just because I've had sites before and I believe in them.
So what was your first move when you knew you needed a site? What's your hosting provider? Which one did you choose?
Ah, so this gets into one of my creator hacks.
You
My
like to sell it?
first, yeah, I have a lot of creator hacks. One, AppSumo is like golden.
I'll put a link in the chat.
Yeah. AppSumo.com is golden for getting lifetime memberships to stuff.
I don't understand how they keep doing it.
It keeps happening. So I had purchased because I also knew the importance of a membership site. And I'm like, anything else I do needs to have a membership site. So I had purchased a system that's no longer active. Actually, they went out of business last year, and it was called SubHub. Shout out to the people at SubHub; they were amazing. So here's my other tip: if the customer service is good, I'm a rock with you. That's where I'm at. SubHub's customer service was amazing because that was a really clunky system, but I knew that if I built it right, I could build something dope. So I built the first website in SubHub because I pay $100, I could have 300 members, and I could build a full-fledged website. So I started there and built the website for Q Points initially on that platform. And so that was kind of my first step. And then my second step was going to MailChimp and starting the email newsletter. So those are kind of like the first two main things that I did.
Okay. And where do you host your newsletter now?
Newsletter. So
Still MailChimp?
No. Primarily, I have decided that based on what we do, Substack is fine. So we're right here on Substack. Q Points has a very active Substack. Yes, it used to be called Q Points Magazine. It actually has a ton of extra content related to our show. So I've written original articles over there. We have
That's the way
stuff
to do
that's
a newsletter for a podcast. It's got to be adjacent.
absolutely.
Yeah.
Yep. So primarily at Substack today, we've been in a lot of places in between there and here, but Substack is the place where we have our newsletter today.
Okay. And I like that you sort of mentioned it might not be right for some people, but it makes sense for you.
It does.
That's definitely true. I host this newsletter on Substack. I have a bunch of my other newsletters on Beehive, another one on Kit.
Yep.
I like to test a lot of them. I also use Substack as a capture point. So people come to my stuff here on Substack, they subscribe, and then they get an automated email saying, we may be in touch with you elsewhere. But thank you for being here, and also follow along because we will post stuff, just not the main newsletter.
Yep.
Use Substack as social media, and I think people need to get on that.
Absolutely. And it also helps with discoverability. Oh, we're big on Q Points of pulling in folks that are with us doing this thing as well. Substack helps us find those people, right? So one of the beautiful things is we've been able to be discovered by people that we respect on Substack that are in kind of the journalism space, which is dope. And we've also been able to kind of collaborate with other people who are in the Substack universe. So it's a great tool.
How does the website factor into that? Where along the journey of somebody discovering your show or already being a fan, where are they encountering the website?
Oh, that's a great question. So people typically get to the website because when we post about a show, we exclusively lead them to the website.
Nice.
So we build our episode pages to be really functional. So our website is built like a research tool. And so when you visit, if you encounter us and it says, hey, go click the link in our profile or whatever, it'll typically lead you back to a branded link, but that branded link will lead you to the website.
Very cool.
And then people can choose to go somewhere else if they'd like to go somewhere else, or they can stay on the website. But yes, this is the website.
This is the website. Tell us about the artwork.
This is so dope. So we updated our cover art in 2024. And there is an artist by the name of James Dillenbeck who does these really dope illustrations. And we reached out to James and said, Sir Daniel and I want to start to envision ourselves as classic duos in hip hop and R&B. And that we want to start with Run DMC. So we showed him the King of Rock album cover and was like, we want to look like that. And so this original artist, James Dillenbeck, literally drew us as Run DMC, and then took that. I took his design and put it into Canva. So this was really like the King of Rock album cover. It's our homage to that. And we use that as our official artwork for the show. So that's how that came about.
It's awesome. It's definitely striking and different. You know, a lot of websites kind of just have the cover art on one side and then the name of the show and then maybe a player. The website is obviously very robust here and it looks different. And what's interesting about that is that you use Beamly for it. We're going to talk more about Beamly in a second and how you built it. There's a standard template in Beamly, but you can get really creative with it. So let's talk about how you got creative with it.
Yes. So this is a combination of a standard Beamly template and me deleting a bunch of stuff and adding some stuff in. So we got creative so the first part of the creativity is if you look at the menu, you can customize the menu in Beamly and you can see how it's a little transparent. We knew that we needed it to be clear so that people could read it, but we didn't want it to feel like it was getting in the way. So I added a bit of a transparency there.
Nice.
Let me tell you, Arielle, I've spent so much time on that menu in terms of what's in it, how many things are in it, etc. So as you see here in the middle of the website, I wanted to show people who me and DJ Sir Daniel are, and then just like a little text about why we do this and kind of what we're doing so that people get a feel for it. Because one thing about Q Points is we're not a clickbaity sort of show. Like we have fun and we're entertaining.
You're not doing hot takes.
We're not doing hot takes at all on the show. So we consider ourselves music school without like a lecture. So we're like teaching you stuff, but you are having a good time while you do it. Okay. So wanted to do that. But also if you scroll down a bit, you'll see that the next piece is the episode. So we want to just get people right into the episodes. So you can clearly see. Now, this is why I ended up here on Beamly. So SubHub, when I was there, I had to build every episode page every single week. We are a weekly show. It took me an hour to build it out. Now, because of Beamly setup, they pull everything in from Captivate. All I have to do is go in and tweak everything. Okay. So as you can see there, we have our high level description of the show, who's appearing on the show. So if we have guests, there would be a guest there. We have it built into our process that the guest can add in their profile.
That's awesome.
If people want to go to another platform, they can. But if you scroll down, we're a video podcast. We started as video. So you can watch the YouTube. Okay. Embedded right there. It just pulls it in. And if you scroll down a bit more, you see that button. You can read our full show notes. So it takes you to our show notes, which is another
page on the website.
Another page on the website that is built out for research. So it is taking our entire show and giving you key facts, giving you the entire breakdown, and it even gives you links at the very end for supplemental materials. So as you can see, people and places. This is everybody we talked about in that episode.
This is amazing.
Thank you. You
And
have
this
our
is,
genres.
go ahead.
No. I just wanted to say, like, and are the references. So music. So this is the music we talk about. This is everything is there.
So what's amazing about this is, sure, Beamly makes it easy and it
Yeah.
looks beautiful, but you put a lot of work into your show notes. Not everybody
Yeah.
does that.
Oh, listen, and you know how it would helps us is Perplexity. It's a combination of things. So I have a robust prompt list, and we've refined this so much so that literally I can put it in it's basically right now.
That's awesome.
But you're in an area that I want to point out on this website that's actually one of kind of my favorite things. Tags are amazing. So if you see this, right? So at the bottom there, any of these tags, someone can pop into the website and search for that term and it'll show up. And you see how this First Amendment popped up two things. So if somebody clicked on it, they could land somewhere.
So anywhere, any episode that you've tagged with a
Yep.
similar topic, so they could listen theoretically on
Yep.
First Amendment, or they could listen
Exactly.
theoretically to podcasts, episodes that you've done on Black culture, anything tagged.
Exactly. So we just started building this out in 2025. There's something really cool. Go back to episodes up at the top, and if you click on Listen Now, and scroll down, pick the first one. This is fine. This is our show this week. Something else really cool. So scroll down a bit.
First of all, great thumbnails.
Thank you. Okay, we're getting better. And I want to show you what I love about Beamly is one, like I said, it pulls this stuff in, but then I go in and I can tweak stuff. Scroll down, you'll see a section, listen with music. That's just, it gets weird.
Yeah.
You can actually, it'll show up. It's sometimes it just gets, it's Mixcloud, it gets funky.
Yeah.
But we exclusively have an embed. So if people want to hear the show with the music that we're talking about, that's there for them.
That's a great workaround because obviously you can't
Right.
play the full songs on the show.
Exactly. So we created, basically it's the show, but it's really cool because it's exclusively on Mixcloud, and Mixcloud legally allows you to play that music.
That's awesome. So it's another distribution channel for you.
Absolutely. Yep.
Can you find that people find you on Mixcloud?
So we just instituted, so the show notes and the Mixcloud is this year. We do have people that have started to exclusively listen to us there.
Wow.
Which is really dope because they enjoy the music pieces. And I also want to note for folks watching us, the chapter markers, what's really cool about the player on Beamly is it'll go to that mark if you click on it. So if you're like, oh, I really want to hear this, you see how it'll just jump to it?
Yeah.
It just jumped to that section.
And it sounds like you've done a good job delineating the differences between the segments so that it doesn't not like you're just jumping right into the middle of a sentence.
Yes. That's really important with the editing is to make sure that we're starting these segments in a place that makes sense. So we try our best to get the markers right.
That's awesome. Let's go back up to the top. I'm actually home. I'm going to check in really quickly. If anybody is here live that has any questions, feel free to throw them into the chat. If you see something you like, say something. If you want us to dig more into something, feel free to shout it out. We are here talking about why websites matter and then how to make one that actually works for your goals. So that's the second part of this conversation is obviously you don't make the show with just for fun. You also make it for fun, but you're making money. You have an audience. You owe your audience stuff. And that's why they've become members. So let's click on the membership tab.
Yeah. So if you click on membership, so we built a tab that within Beamly, which is great, it allows you to set up membership tiers. And I will tell you, we've had a lot of false starts once again with figuring out the membership piece, right? Because it takes time. It is one, making sure that we're able to deliver some value, but also making sure we're on the right platform to be able to kind of do it easily. I will tell you, having to piecemeal things together is just no fun, right? And what Beamly has done for us is allow us to hit a couple of things. So as you can see in the membership, we have free content. And then we have ways that you can become a monthly member or you can become a yearly member. And it switches, as you can see, the price point. So it's obviously cheaper to become a yearly member than a monthly member, but we appreciate all members. Um, if you go back up to the membership menu at the top there, you will see that our core offerings right now are live show replays. So Q Points goes live uh, typically on Thursdays at 8 p.m. Those shows come down right after we do the live, and the live lives in the website. So it's an offering for those folks that are interested. What we've gotten better about is showing people kind of what's in that live, because I haven't always been good about that. We're getting over the last couple of months, we've gotten really good about here's what's in the live and utilizing our tools to help us figure it out. Because we talk about so much stuff, but our lives exclusively live here. And it's a plugin via YouTube. YouTube helps us to build the page quickly, and then I could just edit the page once we're done.
And are you embedding the YouTube, or
Yep.
is it like it's pulling from YouTube? Beamly has a connection.
So it's pulling, Beamly has a connection to our YouTube. All I have to do is put it into the playlist for the live, pull it in, and then I can unlist it. And so a couple of things happen behind the scenes. And so y'all are getting some behind the scenes about how we work it. If for whatever reason, I cannot go back and make any edits or anything like that, the episode is always there because the unlisted version of YouTube is still there that our members can watch. But ideally, what I will do is I will also go in and do slight edits on that and then upload to Beamly the cleaned up version of the live. And I can just do that because Beamly allows us to upload video.
Awesome. And here you can see I'm hovering over the play button. It's not going to let me play because I'm not a member. So what it wants me to do is upgrade, right? So that's the goal of this page, is tease the content, get me excited about it, make me feel like I really need it, and then I become a member.
Absolutely. Yep. And you see how it has the little description. It asks you to sign up. You can do your thing. If you go back up to that membership menu one more time, there is a section called video extras. This is cool because we have free mixes. My co-host is a DJ. He's an amazing DJ. So this is a tool for us to build our community, see who's interested. So this is a free extra. So you can join for free and listen to the mixes.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
The access and getting some information about your audience and what they're into.
Absolutely. That is exactly how we use it. So we have a mixture here of webinars. As you can see, there's a webinar there. We have a whole separate show called QP Science 3000. I don't know if folks watching remember Mystery Science Theater 3000, where they would watch movies on like Comedy Central. But we have our own version where we will watch music videos that neither of us have never seen and talk about them. And it's an insiders only extra.
That's awesome. It's a good perk. It's a good concept for a show.
Yeah, it's fun times.
Let's go to support us. How does that differ from becoming a member?
So membership requires a permanent commitment. You are signing up. It is either monthly or it's yearly. If you just hear something and you're like, I have $2 I want to give them because they said this amazing thing, and I just want to let them know that they're dope, that's where the support us button comes in. We have people when we're live will just shoot us $5 just because they want to. And this is another way that they can do that. So Beamly allows us to turn that button on in our customizations, and it allows us to add in. So we have Buy Me a Coffee and PayPal. Those are the two things we use, but it has other options as well.
Very cool. Yeah. So you can select from Beamly to say,
yep,
I also want to include whatever else there is.
It's the KOFI, coffee, that sort of thing. Yep.
Okay. Very cool. Back to the navigation menu.
Yeah.
Let's see here. Okay. You got merch.
Merch, that takes you to a completely different website. So if you clicked on merch, it would take you to our store. This is our oldest sub thing that we've had. We're actually rebuilding the store. The store will relaunch with some new products. It'll be some classic product, but some new products. And it's going to relaunch in August. So I'm finishing it up now. But absolutely. So all of our merch is related to conversations that we've had on the show. So Stop Tweeting, Start Rapping is our oldest campaign. It was when all the rappers were tweeting at each other. And I'm like, we were like, y'all need to just get on records. Why are y'all tweeting at each other? So, so it's our oldest campaign. We keep it because people like it.
Yeah. And what I like about your merch is that it's not obviously being like Q points. It's cool stuff that makes you ask a question, and then if you're interested, you'll go check out the show.
Absolutely. That's the goal. And so on the back, you'll see our logo, you'll see the website, so that people do have a way to get engaged with the show. I have had people definitely see the back and say, Q points, what's that? And then it gives me an excuse to talk to people. So if I'm out and about wearing the shirt, they ask questions.
We love curious people.
We do.
All right, let's come back over here. So what's cool, and I want to point this out about the merch shop, is that you click here, you are able to, in your navigation menu, you can link out. So it doesn't necessarily have to have everything within your website. Beamly allows you to link out to something else.
Yep.
Cool. What's the calendar about?
Oh, the calendar is our newest edition. There's a thing, and it's probably just a VPN thing. But if this is fun. People can submit. Really nice. Thank you. People can submit submissions to us if they want us to consider including something on the Q Points calendar.
That's awesome.
If folks visit the calendar, it is linking in from Elf site. So sometimes it takes a second to pop through, but there is a physical calendar there. So the way that we use the calendar is to tell people, here's what topics are coming up. And this is the newest addition to our website, literally added in. There it is, last week. Because when we stopped doing the live, we were like, we need to tell people when we're actually back, because we don't have it written anywhere. So we created a calendar, and I'm like, we could just list out all the shows that are coming up too, because we know that information. So what's cool about Beamly is it lets us embed things from other platforms, and we can put it right in the website. So as you can see, we were able to bring in a calendar that looks kind of cool, and it gives people all this information.
Yeah. I think this is a little bit off topic, but a compliment. Mm-hmm. What you've created is, yes, it's a website surrounding a podcast, but it's really a hub for culture around the show, which is about Black music, right? So somebody's interested in Black music, they're not just coming here because they love Q Points. They're coming here because there's events, because there's merch, because there's community, everything else.
That is exactly what we are looking to build, and really trying to make sure that folks, when they arrive at this place, they kind of have a sense of, here's what I'm getting. And if you scroll down to the bottom here, you'll see reviews. These are actual reviews. So Beamly, what's really cool is it pulls in reviews from Apple and Podchaser. And it allows people to leave reviews directly in the system. Cool. So what folks are looking at is a combination of all three of those things. And we just made it pretty by using another platform to kind of set it up that way. But Beamly does offer a very clean version of this. We just set this up because we thought it looked kind of cool.
What's the plugin that you use for this?
So the plugin for this is, oh my God, why don't
It's okay if you don't remember.
I don't remember. It's running out of my head, but it'll
Don't worry.
probably come back to me. But it is a
There's
really
so many
cool.
tools, right? There's
There's
so many tools that you
so
can
many.
use. And I guess the cool thing is like you could piecemeal everything together, but
Mhm.
Beamly, the site that you use to put this site together allows you to do a lot of it within the back end there.
Absolutely. Yep.
All right, let's look at more. What's going on
Ooh.
here?
So Moore gave us the opportunity. I was, like I said, I was very concerned about the number of things in the menu. And I'm like, oh, we have this other stuff that we don't want people to lose.
Right.
So this is all of that stuff. So as you can see, we have our work with us there. We have our contact us. So work with us if people want to download our media kit, want to download our press kit, you want to send us a message about partnering with you. We have a form in there that people can do all of that, right? So this page is for that.
Right.
Um, and then also in the more read our blog. So for every show since the beginning of this year, we also develop a blog post for that. It's another way for SEO to drive people to our website. So this is a blog post about the show. So it is, as you can see, taking quotes from us that we've said and giving people a different experience with the show. And then they can choose to listen or watch at the bottom.
Amazing. How does that factor into your Substack newsletter?
So we used to do our original writing on Substack, which was amazing. But we also realized like we really want the juice to hit our main site. So
Yeah.
the way that we connect them now is we will indicate that we have a new article on the website. But people are kind of getting used to as long as you go to the episode, you could just read the article in the episode. So, but it's pointing people from the Substack newsletter back to the website and people can choose to read.
What I think is very smart about that is you mentioned before Substack is a good discovery engine because
Mhm.
people are searching for music, they're searching for Black
Mhm.
music, they're searching for culture that you, with your keywords, are going to come up for. Their search query is going to return articles and posts and notes that you put out. So you are not only nurturing your existing audience, but you're also potentially attracting new audience that may or may not come and discover your podcast or YouTube channel. But either way, they're entering into your community.
Yep. Yep. And the goal is and the hope always is that people just discover the show, listen to the show. But our big thing is share the show with people, even if it's like, I listened and this is not for me, but my cousin loves Two Live Crew. They need to listen to this episode. I'm going to tell a quick fun story
Please.
that is just that. We last year, and this is on our Substack actually, we were part of the Banji Boombox Festival in Atlanta. It involves this artist, Mike Burton. I'd never met him before that day. We were tabling and we had some cool music related merch there with us at the table that we had made. He walked up to me and said, I thought you looked familiar. My friend, and he scrolled his text, sent me this episode that you guys did on Larry Smith a couple of weeks ago. I love this show, and here you are.
Wow.
no, no joke. He literally walked up, showed me the text. He was like, "No, my friend sent me your show." And so he got to us through a friend sending it to him, sent us him our YouTube. And so he backdoored into our Instagram lives.
Yeah. No, the second you become word of mouth shareable, you've made it.
That's the goal. Like, listen, tell your friends and family about the show.
Really. Yeah, I mean, that's why a lot of people in their calls to action at the end of the episodes are getting very explicit and saying, not that sounded like they're getting
Mhm.
explicit. No, they're just being explicit and they're saying, if you like this, share it with a friend.
Yeah.
And people ask a lot about at the end of every episode, I ask people to rate and review and they never do. You got to tell people why you want them to do it.
Mhm.
You got to tell them
Yeah.
how you're going to use it because people need a
Yeah.
reason. They want to feel bought in. And I think
Yeah.
if you share that story, that's
Mhm.
going to inspire somebody else to say, you know what? Yeah, I want to be able to share that thing too. I want to be able to send somebody in this direction. And it just allows people to, I don't know, come along for the ride.
Yeah. Well, thank you for that tip. We've gotten much better about definitely asking people to share, but we've been less. I'm gonna tell you two areas we've been like less about. One is our membership. I be loving when people become members because I'm like, we are so bad about telling people that they can do it. Like we mention it at the end of every episode, but it's at the end of the episode. People typically listen to about 85% of our show. So I already know they ain't get to that point because they got to 85%. So you're reminding me, one, start saying these things.
Yeah,
Leave
say
us a
it.
review. We haven't done a leave us a review in a long time. And we should do that.
And I think something to note about that for yourself is
Mm.
why do you want to review?
Yeah.
Is it because it feels good? Because that's an
Mhm.
okay reason.
That's an okay reason.
You can
It
tell
is.
people, leave us a review. You hear that on a lot of different podcasts. What does it actually
Mhm.
mean? It literally just feels good for us to know that you're listening.
You're listening and it reminds us to keep going. I will tell you, Arielle, one of my favorite, not my favorite, but it does feel really good. We get an email every once in a while where a person will literally sit down and be like, so I just heard this.
Yeah.
This is why this matters. And I'm like, what? That's crazy. Like you found the website and you sat there. And one of the things we do, we are good about this. Whenever we get a review or we get an email, we will clip it and create some sort of social media what like piece out of it, just saying thanking the person for like taking the time. So we do that every time we get one. That person gets a shout out.
Yeah, very smart. I think giving people letting them in also and
Yeah.
giving them a reason to share is really big, which is why I really like your idea of at the $100 a year level, you
Mhm.
can become a guest on the show.
Oh, yeah, yeah, yeah. It's really we tested, that, in 2025. We called it, our Q Points one-on-one. What we learned was our listeners are really fun and they are super knowledgeable. Like, we had folks that were just listening that were like, "Oh, let's try this thing and see how this works out." Invited them on, become guests. They brought their audiences with them. They were just super fun and amazing guests. And we were like, this is a great thing to now tie to our membership at the highest level, knowing that if a person is committed to us, um, they can come on the show. We would love to have them.
Yeah.
And we
Put
already
them in
now
the
have a
spotlight.
process. Yeah, we know how it works now.
Yeah, that's great. The testing of what the different tiers are is a whole iterative process that
Yeah.
I don't think a lot of people give themselves the time to figure out.
Mhm,
That's
mhm.
big.
Yeah.
That is big. What happens if I log into the website? I see also on the navigation bar, I can log in. I'm a
So you
member.
can log in. Yeah. So if you're logging in as a member, it basically it you get led to kind of your membership account page. On your account page, you can see on the left-hand side what membership level you have and any products that you've purchased, right? So if you're a member, you would just see that you're a member, but it then allows you to navigate. That's why we created the membership menu. So you can go right, once you log in, go right to that membership menu and you can access whatever is available to you.
Got it.
Mhm.
Wow. Very thorough walkthrough of the website.
Thank you.
What is the back end like of putting all of this
Ooh.
together?
So, Beamly has made it. In fact, I'm gonna mention a couple of things.
Okay.
Beamly has made it so easy to figure out. Now, I'm gonna add a caveat. I am quite technical and I've seen a lot of website development platforms. I will say the beautiful thing about Beamly is there is a simple menu on the left that you immediately see, which has your dashboard, which tells you how you're trending. Good thing is we're plus 14% on visits to the website in the last 7 days.
You get a
So
little bit
that's
of
a good sign.
analytics. That's awesome.
You get a little bit of analytics. You get how many episodes you have, what was last uploaded, etc. That's all available to you right away. Right after that are your detailed analytics. So if you have access to detailed analytics, you get that other information that's available, including your detailed website visits. So I could see unique visitors, total visits, page views, etc. There's even this map. So I can literally see a map of all the countries around the world where people are visiting us. That's really dope. And it's easy in Beamly to say, hey, I want to see 7 days. I want to see the month. I want to see 90 days, etc. So that's right there at the top. And then it breaks down from there. I see that I can add a post or I can edit my blog posts, podcasts. So the beautiful thing about Beamly is you can connect your RSS feed. So that's right there. You can edit the episodes that it pulls in that section. Videos. This is cool. We're trying to get this in this year. Beamly now has courses.
Oh yeah, I did want to talk about that. How do you want to use
Yes.
it?
So we have these topics that require a little more time to build out. And so we've talked about them becoming classes. So the way we plan to do it is to take something that we've talked about on the show that people have either through downloads or through conversations said, I really want to know more about that. And so we are looking to do that twice a year. So really build out a course that really talks about origins, people, culture around particular topics related to things that we talk about on Q Points. And one of the things that we know for sure is uh, we're able to talk about stuff that schools won't necessarily cover. And we're like, okay, well, we can use our platform to cover that because we're interested in it and there are other people. Exactly. So, and exactly. And we could have it, we could have a free course or we could paid course because we can have all the products we want in Beamly. It's a very fully functional, highly customizable website that you can make it as simple or as complicated as you want. Beamly has done a good job of making these templates like drop the template in and walk away. Don't walk away. You want to customize it. But you could drop the template in and make your customizations and let that be your page, or you can keep going as you learn.
Amazing. Yeah. A lot of cool integrations. Again, just a really great way to build a whole hub around your
Mhm.
show that's not just the show.
Yep.
And a lot of a lot of other products that might be seen as in the same category as Beamly allow you to integrate your RSS feed. So you have a website that says, cover art, name of show,
Mhm.
description, listen. And that
Mhm.
might be enough for some people. But if you want to get more in the weeds, you want to get more in depth, you want to offer more to your audience, you have more to offer your audience, this is an awesome solution. And I really appreciate you walking us through it and for building it. It's beautiful and
Thank you.
excited to, watch it all come to fruition
Yeah.
for the members to continue growing.
Yeah, that is the goal. Like we really it was late last year where we were like, let's lean into this music school thing. And that's where those tags, the moment we figured out like, oh, this is how we can make this work. And I don't know what kind of uh, connection the folks at Beamly have to what's happening in the space. But I love that it's like, oh, that's a smart thing. So we could see our entire taxonomy for the website in one spot. So I can look at all the categories that we have listed and be like, oh, that's not right. I need to rename that. Or this doesn't need to be a category anymore. This is not a category at all. So we could see that. We could see all the tags for the website. And I just thought that was the coolest. Like, yeah, I want to be able to see that stuff.
Yeah. What is one lesson that you've learned about writing website copy over the years?
um, don't overthink it. Um, but be intentional at the same time. So
Mhm.
it's like I would spend a lot of time writing copy because I felt like it needed to come from like my voice or my co-host, like channeling
Yeah.
in some way. And what I realized was it was taking me a lot more time to get things done. Like I couldn't, it would be overwhelming to update an episode of a show because I'm like, oh my God, I gotta like think through like what this is. And then I realized, oh my God, we have tools that actually help us do that. I could use the tools and then just edit the thing, right?
Put it into
And
your own
so
voice. Yeah.
yeah, put it into our own voice. So not overthinking it and be intentional about what copy you're creating. What is it being used for? And who do you want to get to it? I'm going to tell you the always the thing in the back of my mind is if somebody searches Google for this thing, do we are we going to come up? Do we have the potential of coming up?
Yeah.
And so I'm always thinking about that.
Very smart to always think about. For complete newbies, people that have never written copy for a website before, I think there's a tendency to want to explain absolutely everything, and that is a habit to shake. What advice do you have for those people?
Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. Yeah. So um you don't have to do that. One, um fewer people are probably going to read it. Just in general, it's just our attention spans as people. So keep that in mind. People share the most important things that they need to know for the episode. Things that you find really interesting, those are fun things to share. Like if you're like, no, they really need to know that in this episode, we mentioned that Whitney Houston is on backgrounds on that. Make sure that's in there. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I would say don't focus on it all being there. The most important things need to be there because as it relates to the copy, if somebody lands on your website, they did a Google search and it's like, boom, I landed on the website and they read the description before hitting play, they need to know what they're going to get
Right.
when they hit play.
Right. That's good advice for website copy, for show notes, for
Mhm.
episode titling, for anything. Be descriptive in what it is that you're putting out into the world and what is the thing that somebody's going to get out of this website, this podcast, this YouTube video
Mhm.
that they're not going to get elsewhere.
Yep. Absolutely. Absolutely. One of the things that we have found, um, a couple of things. If we have song titles or artists in the title, it just does better. Because it
People search
helps.
for
We're a
it.
music podcast.
Yeah.
Yeah. So we end up fitting into other types of searches in that case we found. So if anybody is doing something, whatever niche you're in, if there are specific keywords that come up in that niche and that's what your show is about, you want to make sure that that's also somewhere in the title so that people can, when people are searching for that thing, they can recognize it. But only you know what's most important.
I have done and will do a lot more workshops and talks like this on podcast SEO. So if anybody who's watching now or later is curious about that, please feel free to get in touch / follow me, follow the newsletter so that you get those notifications. Very important, very big topic nowadays. And it is low hanging fruit that tiny tweaks can make a difference. So
Yeah.
that's big
Yeah.
in the world where there's so much you could be doing to grow your show. Let's do the easy ones first.
Absolutely. And a note for folks too is today or tomorrow, whatever AI platform you use, type in your show. Ask that platform to tell you about your show. Tell me about, and give it your show name and see what it comes back with. That will also help you to see what other people are seeing about the show. So I definitely give that as a tip. Probably like every quarter, I will go and just type in like, tell me about Q points.
What's
Q
changing?
points. And yeah, and see what it brings up. And I found that sometimes it'll bring up like, oh, their latest show is this, or they recently had this person on the show or whatever. And you will see as a reference, like our website becomes an important reference point because it goes out and it pulls from it.
Yeah. Hopefully it's not pulling from somebody else's website Q points. We want yours to pop up.
We
There,
want ours to pop up. I check that stuff all the time.
there's a tool that I just came across called Kelsey, trykelsey.ai. It's
Okay.
it helps you figure out how your website is ranking in answer engines. So you just put and they have a nice free tier, free trial, where it'll just give you a nice, here's where you're popping up, here's who your competitors are. So check that out. It's really cool.
Will do.
All right. J Ray / government name Johnny. Thank you so much. Thank you so much for being here, for being willing to do this, talking about podcast websites. I think it's up there with a trailer and with a newsletter. You got to have all three: website, trailer,
Gotcha.
newsletter.
Yes.
It'll just help you get found.
Mm-hmm. Yep, absolutely. And utilize the tools that work for you. Like I said, I absolutely love Beamly, and let me tell you, that customer service is together. It makes all the difference in the world, and especially with a person like me who is very opinionated about what I need to work and how I need to work it. Having folks that believe in making tools that we can use, it's been A1.
Love it. All right. Thank you so much for
Thank
this
you.
chat. Thank you to everybody who joined us live. And thank you to everybody who's going to watch this later. We'll talk soon. Bye.
Talk soon. Bye, y'all.